Okay, I guess YouTube will only let me do 15-minute videos, so I'm going to break up this into a couple videos and try to keep time here so I'm not going over my 15 minutes because I'm not cool enough to go over 15 minutes. So. But I just kind of wanted to recap on the dream. I did a dream video about a week ago or so. It's in my YouTube videos if you want to watch it, about going into this Catholic church and this lady being there, and she asked me to follow her up to a balcony. But anyway, if you want to know more about it, then I suggest you watch the video that is before this one. But basically, I was talking to one of my friends live, his name is James, about the Vatican and it wasn't shortly after I posted the first video about the dream that I discussed this with him, and I always wondered why this lady in this dream was so significant, because like I had earthquakes going on in the stream, I had rocks and boulders falling everywhere, and the earth cracking underneath my feet, and running, and all this scary stuff going on, but yet this lady was like really significant. She was like the main point of the whole thing. But I was talking to James about the Vatican, and I could never figure out where exactly I was. I knew I was out of the country. I thought maybe it was Mexico. But when, excuse me, when I was talking to James about the Vatican, I was like, maybe I should look up some pictures of the Vatican. And I Googled some picture images of the Vatican, and my dream, I've never been to the Vatican. I don't know what the Vatican looks like on the inside. I've never even looked inside the Vatican, even in pictures or video or really anything, like I don't even remember what it looks like. I don't know. I mean, I've seen videos of the Pope where he talks on top of the balcony or whatever, but I've never been inside, don't really know what it looks like. But so I'm pretty sure I was in the Vatican in my dream, and I'm pretty sure that it was Mother Mary. This lady was Mother Mary. And the other thing is when she asked me to follow her, we went up a spiral staircase. And I noticed on Google Images that the spiral staircase that's in the Vatican, for one, how did I even know there's a spiral staircase in the Vatican? I have no idea. I've never been inside of it. I don't even know what it looks like. And the picture I saw of the spiral staircase is exactly like the one in my dream. But anyway, so we go up the spiral staircase, and she committed suicide. Well, the earthquake started happening, and as the earthquake was going on, we were up on the top of the balcony in the Vatican, and the earthquake starts going on, and she looks back at me with like this really sad, piercing, scary, just look. And she jumped off the balcony. And I just remember that being more scary than the earthquake. That was more scary than the boulders falling off the building. It was just more scary than me running through the building as the building was collapsing, and the street and the floor and everything was just cracking underneath my feet. Like, her looking at me the way she did and the way she jumped, I can't even describe to you how significant it was and how big of a deal it was. And when I woke up, I knew. It's like I just knew that she had some significance. And where I was a big significance, but she was even more of a significance. And I know now that she was just showing me in a symbolic way that the Vatican and the Pope are no good. They're not good. Like, they're basically they're falling, they're killing themselves, they're committing suicide, basically, symbolically, because they're worshiping these statues. They're not worshiping God, they're worshiping these statues. They're stuck in their traditions. They're not giving glory to Jesus, they're not giving glory to God. And especially this new Pope, I don't know what it is about this new Pope, but this new Pope is no good. Like, really, absolutely no good at all. He makes me feel sick to the stomach just looking at him. And I haven't even listened to any of his stuff, because the first time I saw him, whenever he first got into the Vatican, I was like, oh my God, I don't like this guy. And I didn't even know why I didn't like him. I just had this gut feeling that he wasn't good. And I don't usually have gut feelings of people. I don't really judge people, and I don't like to judge other religions either. But when she jumped, it was like her saying, she doesn't want to be worshipped. Basically, when you're worshiping these statues, like Catholic, when you're worshiping these statues in church, and you're worshiping Mary, and you're worshiping all these saints and stuff that Catholics put on these buildings and statues and stuff, it's not good. It says in the Bible, don't worship idols, don't worship statues. And I think symbolically she was saying that, the Catholic Church might as well have committed suicide. She doesn't want your worship. She knows her place. She knows that she's a saint. It's like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They know their place in heaven. They know they're not to be worshipped. I mean, John even said, I'm not even worthy. I'm not worthy to even die on the cross the way Jesus did. He said, crucify me upside down, because I'm not even worthy to be crucified like Jesus was. Like, they weren't even worthy to die like he did, so I don't understand why the Catholics worship Mary and all that. I'm not saying she doesn't have any play in this at all. I'm not saying Mother Mary has no significance. She had a big role. She was the mother of Jesus. I mean, that's obvious, but it's just she knows her place. She knows that Jesus is more important than her. She knows her place, and she doesn't want to be worshipped. And I really feel like that when I talked to James about the Vatican, because I was just praying. I was praying to God, like, what does this mean? Like, she was really bothering me. Like, what does this symbolize? And then when I was talking to James about the Vatican, it just all clicked. It just all clicked. And that's how I seem to get my information from God. Like, I'll be studying, I'll be like, okay, what's this mean? What's that mean? And I'll study the word. Or God will just give me an information, like the domino effect. Like, just give me information through just living life and just experiencing happenstance stuff that's like, that I know is not ironic anymore. Because in my life, I've just experienced God moments that are just not, it's just not ironic to me anymore. So I take heed when I can feel the domino effect going on, when I can feel that he's telling me something through people or through the Bible or through my life experience. I know when I feel like God's telling me something. And when I was talking to my friend James about the Vatican, I was like, it was the Vatican, and it was Mother Mary, and this was what she was totally symbolizing. So I feel concerned for the Vatican people, and I feel concerned for Catholic people that were raised that way, because this dream was a complete total warning to you guys. And I feel like obligated to tell you guys and unbelievers, you better get on believing on Jesus. Everybody who's anybody knows, whether you believe in Jesus or not, that we don't have much time left. So, and I had somebody also in that live chat talk about how we're mini gods. Basically, like, you go out and you meditate, and you can figure out all this information with meditating. And just to throw this out there, prayer is a lot like meditation. Deep prayer is a lot like meditation. But, like, they go out and they do deep meditation, and they get all this information and whatever, and they're like, I found out so much stuff about the future, and I found out so much stuff about this, and I found out so much stuff about that. And they're like, they glorify themselves, and basically like, we're like gods in a way. We're not God, but in a way we're kind of like gods if we just could tap into everything that we could do. And it's like, I don't care how much you tap into your brain, or how much you tap into technology, or how much you tap into the medical world with cloning and with recreating humans, or robot world, or AI world, or what. We're not mini gods. If God thought we were mini gods, he would have told us, you're mini gods. We're not. So, no. Yeah, you might feel powerful because you can go out and meditate. You get all this information, but Glory needs to always be to God the Father, the Creator. He created you. So all of your power through prayer, all of your power or anything that you get is from God. And glory be to God. Because He can take that power away from you at a split second if He wanted to. That's God the Creator. He can do whatever He wants whenever He wants to. I'm not saying He's going to do that, but I'm saying glory needs to be to Him. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to Him and what He's done for us. So when you sit there and say, oh, well, I'm AI, or oh, I'm a mini God, you're giving glory to yourself. And that's not good. It says in the Bible, yes, it says in the Bible that we are made in God's image, in His image. Not we are God. God would have said, you're gods. You're many gods. He didn't say that. He said we're on His image. So we might kind of look like Him a little bit. But other than that, that's it. We didn't create the earth. We didn't create the sky and animals and all this other stuff. We didn't create that stuff. So there's a big difference between humanity and God. Robots and God. And another thing is we're not AI. If we were AI, I can't even believe somebody said, oh, we're AI. There's no way we're AI. Oh, we're in the Matrix and we're all AI. We just don't know it. We're gonna be in the Matrix here real freaking quick. If we keep going the way we're going. Doing all this cloning and all this stuff. Trying to play like we're God. Do you realize that's the reason why the devil got kicked out of heaven? It's because he wanted to be God, and here we're doing the same thing, trying to be God, trying to make our own humans, trying to make our own life, trying to do God things. That's why the devil got kicked out of heaven, and here we're doing the same thing, and wonder why God's coming soon, wonder why everything's coming soon. I mean, come on, wake up, people. I beg you, don't listen to any church. Because a pastor is just a human being just like anybody else. They're not perfect. We're all sinners. But if you don't have Jesus, there's no hope. I beg you to build a relationship with Jesus. Otherwise, there's no hope for you or for me. There's consequences after life. And I don't want it to be an eternal consequence. Without Jesus, there's no hope. With Jesus, in a personal relationship with Jesus, don't let some church just deter you away from believing in Jesus. It's not Jesus' fault that a church is bad. It's not Jesus' fault that people are bad. It's not God or Jesus' fault that we have cancer. I mean, look at our chemtrails. Look at all this crap we put in our food. And we want to blame God for all this stuff that we've done ourselves. We've done it ourselves. So there's no excuse for all this. Well, I'm not going to believe in Jesus because the church hurt me. The Vatican hurt me. The Catholics hurt me. These people hurt me. So I'm not going to believe in Jesus. That is not an excuse. I used to use that excuse when I wasn't saved. And I realized it's not a good excuse. Because those are human beings that did that to you, not Jesus. I love everybody out there, I really do. I just pray that people get to know Jesus. I don't have time to sugarcoat it. I really don't have time to sugarcoat it anymore. I don't. So please, get to know Jesus today, right now. Ask Him into your heart. Build a relationship with Him. I love everybody.